everybody, it's Miss Linda. How are you today? And welcome to something different. That's not a story time. It's a take and make craft. Our August take and make is woolly octopus. Have you ever seen a woolly octopus? Well, let me introduce you to one. This is Ollie. Here we go. There's Ollie with all his little legs. I didn't like the way Ollie looked pretty lonely, so allow me to introduce you to someone else. Here's his buddy, Olivia. That's right, they are octopi, if you will. And I'm going to show you today how you can make your very own woolly octopus. Hopefully you've had a chance to stop by the library and pick up your take and make kit. Inside your take and make kit, you should have found some things to work with. A ruler, a ball of yarn, which probably had a little paper band around it like that, a long piece of a second color yarn, and whoa, I just lost one, but some wiggly eyes. There are two. Okay, now boys and girls, we're going to start to make this together. So first thing I want to do, let's cut up the long 4-foot length of yarn that you have. Take your ruler, lay it down, hold it with your finger at one end of the ruler, and at the other end of the ruler, simply cut. So you basically now have a 12-inch piece. This 12-inch piece is going to be to tie off the neck of your octopus. And if you cut it right, it kind of looks a little bit like a bow tie. But we'll put that aside for now. Now, what we're going to do with the other is cut into smaller lengths, 4-inch lengths. We're going to cut 8 pieces. Why would we cut 8 pieces? Anybody got an idea? Well, how many legs does an octopus have? That's right, he's got 8. So, what is 8? 8 is the number you get when you subtract 4 from 12. You got a 12-inch ruler. You need a 4-inch piece of yarn. So at the number 8, you hold it down, and at the end where the 12 is, make a cut. And we're going to do this 8 times. So that's 1. Finger on the 8. Cut at the end of your ruler. It's 2. Finger on the 8. Cut at the end of your ruler. That's 3. Finger on the 8. Cut at the end of the ruler. That's 4. Finger on the 8. Cut at the end of the ruler. That's 5. Finger on the 8. Cut at the end of the ruler. That's 6. Finger on the 8. Cut at the end of the ruler. That's 7. Or if you want to cheat, on the last 2 only, take what's left, hold it so it's a loop, cut in the middle. There you go. Still got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're going to put those aside. Now, we've got the 1 12-inch piece that we're going to use for the neck. We've got the 8 4-inch pieces that we're going to use for the legs. It's time to work on the body. Please take the paper band off of your wool, and you're going to find a little bit here, a little tail. Just as we did for that piece with the neck, you're going to Hold it at one end of the ruler, cut at the edge. Hold at the one end of the ruler, cut at the edge. Hold at the one end of the ruler, cut at the edge. Hold at one end of the ruler and cut at the edge. Well, now we've cut 4 12-inch pieces. You need 24 12-inch pieces. I've already cut mine because I figure you have something better to do than watch me cut all 24. So what I suggest you do is put me on pause and start cutting. When you get done with the other 20 pieces, tune back in. It's that easy. I'll still be here. See ya. Hey everybody, did you get done? Do you have all 24 pieces ready to go? Terrific. Now I'm going to show you what to do. You shouldn't need your ruler anymore, so you can put that aside. And you won't need the scissors for a little bit, so you can put them aside too. And for now, you can take this ball of yarn. Very important. Do not undo this. Do not undo this. We're going to be using it. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Take 2 of the 12-inch pieces of yarn. Okay, and you're going to lay it right in front of you like this. Now you're going to take another 2, and you're going to cross over like that. See how it looks? Okay, now you're going to take another 2 pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay them out like this. And we're basically going to make a wheel out of the yarn. Okay, make sure you're trying to even them up at the end. Make them nice and smooth if you can. There we go. There we are. See how it's looking? Put it just like that. Whoop, whoop. I'm trying to leave spaces in between if I can. Just in between the strands. We're almost done. We don't have too much more to go, right? How are you doing with it? Is it going okay for you? All right. Take your time. This is not a race. Oh, I like it better this way. All right. Here's our last ones. Now, boys and girls, using only the palm of your hand, I want you to flatten it in the middle. Leave your fingers up, just your palm. And raise it directly up. Don't shift it. Okay. Do you remember when I said don't throw away that ball of yarn? Well, there's a good reason. If you see a little tail, let's try and tuck it under someplace. There you go. You're going to take your ball of yarn and you're going to put it right here in the middle. Right there in the middle. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to gather up 2 at a time all these pieces. 2 strands here, 2 strands here, 2 strands here, 2 strands here. Remember to keep them together. Don't let them fall. Because otherwise we're going to have quite a mess on our hands when we try and do this. Put that there. Put that here. I'll put that here. We're going to put that here. Okay, try and keep them. Pretend you're making a ponytail. And you're pulling up all the strands to put in your ponytail. Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, ask your mom, your nana, your sister, your cousin. One of them can clue you in. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get this all done. Now, if you were watching me, you will see that I am gathering them. Now, you got to make sure that you're holding on to them and not letting them fall, because you're just going to make everything tougher if you let loose. So don't let them go. Okay, boys and girls, here we go. Here is everything. It almost looks a little bit like an onion. If you've ever seen an onion fresh from the garden, you know it comes with tails. Take the long 12-inch length of string from that's the different color one, and wrap it around that ponytail. Okay, and you're going to make it nice and tight. Nice and tight. So everything stays in place. So all that gathering was not for nothing. Then you're going to make, if you can, make a double knot. That's what Miss Linda likes to do, because it just makes it a little bit more secure. Just a little bit more secure. Okay, there we go. And here we are. Now you can play with this a little bit and try and make it whole. Yeah. Now, where you tied it, you don't want all this loose end because it's just going to get in your way. So here's what I suggest. Cut it close to the knot, but not not the knot itself, or everything will come undone. So you're going to cut it close. Almost pretend you're giving the octopi a bow tie. There we go. See? So there's your octopus head. And these, as you've probably guessed, are all the octopus legs. Now, here's what I suggest. How many legs does an octopus have? Who remembers? That's right, it's 8. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring that octopus toward the end of the table, and you're going to separate out 6 pieces of yarn. 3, 4, 5, and 6. I've got 5. I need 6. Where's that other one? Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering, why do you want it at the end, Miss Linda? Aren't you afraid it's going to fall? Ah, but there's a reason, everybody. And that reason is so you can braid it. You're going to separate it out so that 2 strands are to the left and 2 strands hang down straight in the center and 2 strands go out to the side. Now, if you know how to braid, it's going to be a lot easier. Braiding could be an arts and crafts session all to itself. So, if you're not really sure, ask someone. Probably there's an adult that maybe was in Scouts and knows different kinds of knots and can show you how to braid things. Maybe there's somebody there who always wears her hair in braids. Sometimes your very best resources are the people who are right around you. But if you don't have anybody, here's what I'd suggest. Take the two that are over on the right and put them in front of the two in the middle. Take the two on the left and cross over that. Then bring those left ones under. Yep. And bring those right ones under. Try and make it tight if you can, because it just holds together and looks much nicer if you can. Not to the point where, you know, it's all over the place. That's not good. Where it looks so tight, you don't know what it is. That's not right. You don't want to do that. But braid it as best you can. As I said, braiding takes practice. You're going to have a lot of little knobs in it when you first get started in places maybe you didn't want them. It gets better, and it is amazing how much better your 8th leg will look compared to your first. That's just the way it goes. So here we are, and we're still braiding, right? Under, over, under, just keep doing as best you can. It helps to keep your eye on it. Don't go looking away, because you might, just might, mess it up. And it'll come undone. Now when you've got it braided as far as you think you can, pick up one of the little 4-inch pieces. Move it back onto the table. Don't let it dangle now, because that would be one time gravity may not be your friend. Pull it through, make it nice and tight. Here we go, nice and tight. If you have room to do a double knot, do it. You'll never be sorry. Okay, now, same thing we did before when we gave the octopus that little bow tie. We're going to trim it close to the knot, but leave just a couple little tails. I'll show you in a second. Let me do this, and I'll give you an idea. Okay. Here we are, everybody. Here's a braid. See the braid? Right there? Okay. And that's the little ties I made. Just so you can get an idea of how big they are. Okay? All right. Now we're going to roll that octopus back to the edge. We're going to do the next 6 pieces of yarn. All righty. Time for my last 4-inch piece. Knot and double knot. You probably guess that's the way Miss Linda does most things, knotting and double knotting. All right. And when we go in, what are we going to do? We're going to tie them and cut close without cutting your knot. All right, let's count them, boys and girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My octopus has 8 legs, but you can't see a darn thing yet. So that's where these come in. I thought I dropped one on the floor, and I probably did, but I think I have a spare. These wiggly eyes, okay? The wiggly eyes have glue on the back of them. There you go. So peel that white backing off. And I put one right there. And I believe I might have an extra in my little bag. Let's hope so. I don't think there are many one-eyed octopuses up there. I really don't, but we'll see. All right, I've got an extra one. Cool. And stick it on. So here we are. We have a woolly octopus that you can put on a shelf in your room. Some people run a piece of yarn through the little tie at the back and they hang it on their backpack. So you can try that too, or if you want to hang it from a hook someplace, that'll work as well. So, boys and girls, I want to thank you for joining me. So, there's a lot of August left, and I hope I see you guys all at the library. Would love to see your octopi. So, bring them over and let me meet them. Till then, everybody, thanks for joining me. Happy summer. Bye.